How's it going? See Oliver in the chat. Oh my goodness. Notifications galore. It always takes me a while to get set up on Twitch for some reason. I don't know what. It just... So many windows I have to navigate to get here from the creator dashboard. It's really annoying. Anyways, welcome back. We're going to be working on more Yoann Turpin album art. I did not get back to doing anything on Friday, so we're gonna just persevere today. Let's just switch my screens. I'm Jack, by the way, UI UX designer, illustrator, animator, donut connoisseur. We're gonna switch over to my screen. Hi Sean, welcome in. Let's do a shout out to Sean. So yesterday we worked on a little bit of everything. We worked on some stickers. We worked on some Yoann Turpin arts. Today's going to be a little bit of the same thing. So the stickers are going to be for Adobe Max. They're going to be of my Twitch graphics. Whoa! That's unnecessary. I don't know why there's a giant... oh, that must have been old stuff from my working layer. I don't know. I zoomed all the way in. But we worked on some stickers that we're going to have printed. If you see me at Adobe Max this year, I'll have some donuts, I'll have some badgers, and then I'll have some of my face, which are not included in here. Unless anybody has any other thoughts, that's going to be the general direction that we're going to be headed in. How am I feeling? I seem better. I'm better today, for sure, but also still, I feel like still not 100%. I feel like it's just persistent. I need like, I don't know what I need. A vacation? So these are where we left off with our stickers. You can see we added our little text in here. So this is generally what they're going to look like. I'm going to make some adjustments once I get them kind of... You'd prefer if you were napping. How do you think I feel? Also, hello to Elijah. I don't... Your little icon, I think you follow me on Instagram, but I don't know, I haven't been able to connect. I'm assuming you're an old Behance friend, so let me know in the chat. Anyways, you'll notice some changes I made to the Chipsong book volume 13 cover. Very sassy. I have a very sassy dog behind me. Of course. So I added a person. So I went back to the sketch. I have a couple of thoughts about this. I think the workspace I was working in was too large. This is 3,000 by 3,000, and for whatever reason, I don't know why, the Illustrator's just having a really hard time with the 3D effects with that. So I think I'm gonna work at a smaller size, and then scale up. So we're gonna make a copy of this artboard and just kind of work from there. Anyways, my point in all of this is that you'll notice that I got a person sketch in here. I was trying to get see the scale of everything. It just didn't feel complete without having a person in there. So I threw a person in there. to get a sense. That obviously these are not final colors. I just needed something that I could kind of see. So this is kind of where we're at in terms of the composition and everything. I still do feel like there's opportunity to scale, you know, this whole thing up. If we kind of imagine this as a, now the fly's flying around my head. Like this whole area up a little bit. But that would mean like doing a different type of a cabinet, which I'm fine with. It might be something we consider. Anyways, because this is all not final art. Like I said before, we kind of went with an implied wall here. But I do like the colors. I do like how the composition is working. I don't know. There's also this kind of like weird dead space over here with the cabinet curly. But we'll think about that. But I was having issues yesterday with like the... lots of issues with Illustrator yesterday. But the 3D effects were giving me a hard time. So I think what we're going to do... this is fine. It can just kind of live up there, that other layer, we'll say. It's fine, I'll just call it that. This is going to be called our sketch. And this is actually going to, this is our working layer. You can see our original sketch down there, and we were playing with the colors. So, and these are the notes about what we're working on. So, welcome in, Apurva. We'll say, no notes. It's fine. And we'll say this is final sketch. Great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this artboard now with this artwork visible. So we're going to go to the artboard tool. And now you can just hit this little plus and it's going to duplicate your artboard, although it didn't bring the art along with it. So let's see. There we go. I'm just copy and paste instead. And then we're going to scale this down now. There is the ability to scale artwork with artboard, this little icon up here. That was in Illustrator for a hot minute and then kind of removed. So we're going to go ahead and turn that on, which is super handy in this case. And then I'm going to just scale this down. Like, you know, instead of 3,000, we're going to have 2,000. Let's make sure we group this. And this is going to be kind of what we start with. Yeah. Great. He's very sassy. And the reason for this is, I think, by all accounts, this should be easier on the 3D effects to work with. So we're going to throw this in here as well. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm only going to have a background on this for the time being. I'm tempted to darken this color up a bit, and then we can also see our final sketch. This like dark blue. I don't know if we go a little bit darker. There's an ad break starting soon, of course. Wiki saturation brightness. Can't decide. You lose some of the vibrancy. Maybe let's leave it for now. So yeah, we're gonna work on using the 3D classic 3D effects. And the reason I'm using the classic 3D effects for this, not the new 3D effects, first of all, I have to put a lot of content in here, and it's gonna drag Illustrator down using the new 3D effects. But second of all, the old 3D effects are a lot easier to work with in terms of getting vector assets. So when you expand the classic 3D effects, or legacy, whatever they're called, you're gonna be able to get a vector paths that are easier to work with, and I want to be able to manipulate those shapes kind of after the fact. I don't know why it gives me a notice about ads starting soon, and then it seems to like just drag to actually get them started. There we go. As soon as I said it. Alright, so we're gonna be working on this. Let's get our life in order here. I think I said I wanted to do a wood floor, so I guess I don't know. I wasn't in love with that though, but we'll try it. So we're gonna zoom in here. We need to make our base working large to small. I don't know if anybody can hear me yet. I think ads are still going, but that's okay. Make a copy. I'm gonna scale this down. And I'm hoping we never did get really a reconciliation on why this wasn't working. But I'm hoping that the smaller size is gonna help me out here. So you can see I'm navigating into the effects, and then I'm going into this whole set at the top here are the new ones. They're gonna give you raster art if you expand, and that's, I don't really want that. We've done some 3D art before in the past for Yoann, and I just feel like when I'm using the new 3D stuff, I usually try to keep it pretty simple when I'm working on. In this case, I don't wanna tempt fate. What I'm actually gonna try, I think what I'm gonna try for this actually, is I'm gonna use a rotate instead of an extrude and bevel. And we're gonna see if we can get an isometric top. I think maybe not. I think maybe the extrude is part of the issue here. So we're gonna just kind of rotate this for now. And then I'll make a duplicate shape where we can do our extrude if we want have a little bit of depth on our flooring here. So we're gonna hit OK. That looks pretty good. I don't think it actually matters now. If I use this method, it shouldn't make a difference. You can even see I'm not getting those weird pockets like I was before. So I'm actually gonna delete this pattern since I don't need it. This is the expanded pattern I was trying. And I'm also gonna pull this in here. So these are kind of like my old colors. I'll actually make a new group of this. We'll say old. That we were kind of exploring before. I'm just gonna use this top group here. So I'm gonna copy and paste that shape kind of directly on top of each other. And then in my appearance panel, I'm gonna go ahead and remove that 3D Rotate Classic. And we're gonna go back to a plain orange base. Wrong color, see? So I can't have nice things. I'm just gonna put this, I want some visible separation, so we'll pull that on top. All right, so we've got our color there. We're gonna go to Effect, 3D Materials, Classic, and we're gonna do an extrude and bevel on this now. So now we can use this. Of course, it's like slightly off for no good reason. I'm gonna go with upper left-hand lighting for the moment while I get this all kind of set up. I don't know, I've gone over the various settings you can use here. You can adjust this lighting. Some of the things I like to do kind of right away. I don't really like to have the blend steps up really high because I'm not going for like super soft edges here. I typically go like 2 or 3 because I only want like hard, like flat color fills on the edges. The other thing I like to do, aside from that, I mean, it doesn't really matter if you use plastic. The other thing I like to do though is I like to go into the shading color. I like to go into custom, and I like to go into my color swatches and grab one of the colors from my color swatches. So I can navigate up here. These are the colors in our document. I'm actually gonna go with, I'll try the red. Maybe, let's see. Let's go, maybe, we go with the darker color. Let's just go with the darker color. And I do like to bring the highlight intensity up. Right, we're just gonna go with that for now. I'm gonna put this behind my shape. I really don't know why this is off center, but we'll just adjust. So now you can see we got our flooring with a little bit of depth to it. I am gonna make this a little bit smaller because I don't think it needs to be that high. The extrude might be the thing that's making it off center, so we might end up accidentally moving, our shape a little bit. Okay. I mean, you don't have to do this either. We could just manually do it. I just kind of wanted to show you the difference between using the rotate, which was the right call, I believe, versus using the extrude, which gave us those weird lines yesterday. Alright, we also need to sort out what the rug is gonna look like. I'm gonna do a search here. 90s area rug. We might do a pattern. Oh, we should do a pattern on this. I don't know. Should it be a square rug? Did you have an area rug in your living room in the 90s? Let me know. I'm gonna copy and paste the this again. And I'm just going to, right now, I'm going to fill it with a solid color. But the reason I chose to copy and paste the rotate here is because that's going to give me the ability to add a pattern on this. We all had carpet in the 90s. I know, I didn't want to do carpet though. I don't know, I'm going to rotate it slightly. The other kind of benefit to doing things this way is that you end up with a, what's the word I'm looking for? A shape you can tilt and do kind of fun stuff like this. So. I don't think I want to do. I think maybe we want to do like this color. As a base color. I'm thinking. What's gonna look the best here? Not green. I'm afraid that the purple is going to be too much. As a base color. Maybe we tone down the pattern color. I actually don't mind that. Let's maybe do a little bit of variation in our pattern. So we could add some shapes to this. Let's see. Sean, what are you afraid of? Sean's afraid of the result. Don't be afraid. Alright, maybe something like that. Lived through it once? Yeah. I don't think the 90s were that bad. Making a comeback. Let's just see what like. This might be a mistake. I say that a lot. But it's true. Alright. Actually, I think it looks better. With a little bit of variation in there. I also think maybe we could soften the lines between. I don't think we need to be that color that I originally picked. Let's just try it with the orange. Not quite, actually. Although I think that is better. I don't know. Do we like just the bright orange? It doesn't. I don't want the wood floor to stand out so much, so that might actually work. I'm trying to make it a little bit lighter because right now it's a bit strong. It kind of feels like the floor that my parents had in their living room. Right. Let's lock our sketch. Let's lock our... I'm already working on the wrong layer, you guys. Let's make sure we've got the scale, strokes and effects turned on. I'm gonna scale this up, and pull it down. I'm gonna do a couple things here. I'm gonna fill a dark layer. So I can kind of pull this back down. I'm gonna decrease the opacity to like 25. Just want a little bit of a shadow on this. To help it look like it kind of pops off of the floor. Or a rug. Let me think about what kind of pattern I want to make for this. The 90s, so it's a little bit weird because when I search 90s area rug, I get like, I'm looking for like a vintage 90s area rug. Not like a modern, unless we are fine with that and we just do like a Memphis style pattern, Memphis design type of a thing. What do we think? No need to do it, but is there a way to add floor panels to the depth? You mean you want to have these? Oh, these lines? Yeah, it would have worked if the original plan that I had in mind, which was to just do an extrude. But for some reason, using an extrude was giving me results that were like really... I don't know what was going on with the 3D yesterday. Here, let's take a look at our working 3D. Where is it? I might have actually just removed it entirely. But if we take a look at this... Like, what? Oh, now it's gonna work. Now it's gonna cooperate. Of course. Do you see this? Yesterday when I used this, it was not working. It was giving me like weird disjointed, like the shapes were all wonky. But typically, if you use a pattern and an extrude and bevel, and you use an extrude, it should look like this, where you can see like the edges of the floor. I don't know why it's working today versus yesterday. It was giving me all those weird, like glitchy shapes and stuff like that. It was super bizarre. So we might actually just be able to, with our other, I don't know what was going on, unless it was some kind of weird rendering error. So we should be able to go in here and just apply our pattern to this now. Yeah, I mean, this is what I was trying to do yesterday. There's still some weirdness going on. It might be my pattern swatch, where you can see these like little bits of lines. Or it's another artifact. It's really hard to tell. But that's what that would be the ideal situation, because you can then have the floor kind of extend down the edges. So we'll leave it for now. I do have a copy of this rectangle. If it is messed up, again, we can just re-reveal it. I don't know what was going on yesterday. Yesterday was a not a good day. I'm not gonna lie. It was a hot mess. I feel like area rugs in the 90s were sort of like Memphis style, just with less interesting colors, is the thing. So, alright, let's make a pattern swatch. I'm gonna actually just make one. Sometimes I find it easier to just go to object pattern make and start from a little pattern swatch rather than try to make something and then make a pattern. Does that make sense? Starting right in here rather than starting from, you know. And we're gonna need to use a lot of textures, so I'm actually gonna do what I did for my challenge, and I'm actually gonna open these swatch libraries, which I've mentioned a couple times now, because I want y'all to use them. So in your swatches panel, hey, Alpha Doodles! If you navigate to the little hamburger menu and drop down to open swatch library, or you know what, we're gonna do it from this menu, because I showed you this, and I think it's also a helpful place to go. So in Window is one of my favorite menus in Illustrator, because it actually contains a lot of stuff people are looking for, but they don't quite know it. Like, oh, somebody was asking in the Discord, like, how do I find the options for image trace if they're not in the control bar at the top? Just open up the image trace window. Just navigate to Window, and then go to image trace, and all the settings are going to be in there. So from the bottom down here, we can actually open our swatch libraries from this as well. So you go to Window, swatch libraries, patterns, basic graphics, basic graphic dots. You can also get halftone patterns and dot patterns. I'm kind of don't want to talk about halftones today. If you were there for the halftone drama in the Illustrator Discord, if you know, you know. Let's just say. Alessandra! Alessandra, you're attending an event, Alessandra? Tell us about it. Tell us about your event. Alright, I'm kind of looking at examples here because I'm worried about, I don't want the rug to overwhelm my design. I'm tempted to keep it very simple. Cancel. Okay. One thing you kind of have to be aware of, just an FYI, when you're working with some of these, there's one in particular, where is it? That is like it's like a special type of pattern. I don't know, maybe it's this one. The fill on it is like, unique, let's just say. And so, you want to be careful using that one for, and using the 3D effects with it. And I'm struggling to remember which one it is now. I'm just trying to pick a nice space pattern. This actually might be nice for a rug, to give us a little bit of texture. It's the 90s overwhelm. Yeah, no, all of these work. That's why I say don't sleep on these. This one too. Everybody's always asking, how do I make this kind of like topography look. Well, if you don't feel like doing it, just use this. Anyways, I think this might be nice for a rug, specifically. But there's tons of this stuff in here. I mean, lots of really helpful. There's also the dots and basic graphics. But I think the textures are good for like what we're trying to do here. And we can even do like pattern deception. So I can go into this pattern. If I hit done. Alright, let's see. Did it actually expand my pattern? Let's see. Yeah, okay, it expanded this, which is fine. I don't really need it to be. We're gonna release the clipping masks on this. I'm gonna lock that clipping mask. I'm gonna select same appearance. I'm just gonna delete all of those. Ooh, no. That's not what I want. Select same fill and stroke. No. Select same fill and stroke. I'm gonna delete all those. I just don't want all those extra clipping masks kind of going in, getting in my way. And then we're gonna hide this. You do not want to cooperate for me. Let's see. Let's do a release clipping mask. I just want to clean this up. Go all the way across here. Delete all of this. What's up? Probably not the most efficient way I could have gone about doing this, but here we are. Oh my gosh, you guys. Sometimes it'd be like that. You know what that looks like? I don't even need it. Do I even need all of you? Oh, I do. JK. Sorry, I need you, some of you. Clever! Maddie! Nice to see you, Maddie. I don't recommend doing, do not do this. I probably should have just modified the existing pattern, but here we are. Okay, we can fix it. What am I doing? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna hit cancel. This is crazy. This is crazy train. We're gonna delete this, yes. As soon as I said it, I realized that was done. All right, so now we're in here editing the original pattern, which is what we should have done from the first place. Just make sure we've got our filled area. Me and the cursed recent colors. Don't like you, recent colors. Just in back. I'm gonna group everything except for that. All right, come on. Come on, Illustrator. What are you doing? Alright. That's a roundabout way to get here. That would be a good Adobe stream. What's in Illustrator catalogs? Yeah, I think that Paul Trandy did something like that, but I think Paul has like a ton of stuff in his in his Illustrator, and so I feel like it was a lot of not the like default stuff that was in Illustrator, a lot of other things. Let's go with 75. Let's just see what this looks like. I'm gonna get it done. I just want to see it. I want to see you on my little rug. Oh, that is really tiny. All right, we're gonna go to object. We're gonna go to scale. I'm gonna scale this pattern up a lot. You remember that stream? Yeah, there is, because realistically, what are you gonna use in your, oh, that did weird things. Like, shifted my design. That's weird. Realistically, what kind of stuff you can use? You can use the stuff like this that, like, it's not noticeable that you've, that's a default library item, but it's just like annoying things to create. Like dot patterns are really annoying things to create. So it's like, oh, every time you need one, do I really want to like remake another set of lines? Do I really want to make another set of dots? So you're not gonna use it if you don't know this area. Artist to be, welcome in. All right, I'm not really happy with the way this looks. I'm gonna see if I can rotate the pattern without rotating the 3D. I'm gonna rotate just the pattern. It's doing some, what are you, Illustrator, what are you doing? Some really weird stuff going on. Oops. Thanks for the chicken, Zumacorn. I feel like maybe something like this could be cool. Kind of contrasts. I don't want something that matches the lines in the floor because I think that looks weird, personally. So maybe something like this. And then that gives it kind of, I like this texture because not only does it feel very 90s, but it gives the impression that it's a rug, just like with the lines. Arif, oh my goodness, everybody's hopping in. Welcome, Arif, welcome, Umacorn. Umacorn, by the time, for whatever reason, by the time I saw that you were live this morning, I had missed it entirely. And I was very sad. Alright, we're gonna go in here. No, we're not. What am I doing? We're gonna edit this pattern some more. I'm gonna add some shapes to this pattern. Ooh, you know what? This might be problematic. Because we've scaled this pattern up so much, if I add the shapes directly in here, it's gonna be a bad time. So I'm gonna do another... I'm gonna make another pattern to go on top of this instead of trying to squeeze it all in. And I'm gonna actually duplicate my floor pattern to do it, just to make sure it's a little bit larger. Let's see. Let's make our tile bigger. There we go. Make it a little bit bigger. I hate when it does this, like puts it in a weird spot. Let's do this. I'm gonna make a square and then I'm gonna move it. So I can move my pattern tile. Alright. So let's maybe add some triangles. I know the chat is gonna love that. Not a star. Yes, a star. No, not a star. This is a little pro tip for you. Don't use the star to make triangles. Use the polygon tool because you're not going to get those weird extra points. So don't do that. Now we come to the point where we have to decide if our illustration is going to have gradients, because I think this style kind of calls for like some gradients. I'm just not sure if it's the right call. I'm gonna rotate this a little bit too. I don't know why, but I don't tend to use the gradient tool, like with the line that you can adjust. I like to just kind of do it in the gradient panel, just kind of change the angle there. But you could also use the gradient tool to change the angle. I find it weird that you can also drag it out longer, and that really kind of throws me off. So you can just get like really close to it and find where it does the rotate to rotate it, but then it like moves the position. I don't know, something about it. I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna get super fancy with this one, just because I don't want to have this pattern be too distracting from the rest of this. So I'm gonna do pink as well. Actually, I don't mind that. And I'm gonna add some little like arches. There used to be, oh, there's an arch tool. Okay. Yeah, this little arch tool. If you forget about it. In here. There you go. We'll increase this a little bit more. Zoom in. Alright, and then I want to add round end caps. Overlapping. I'll put one over here. Looks like Cheetos. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's go with that color instead. Something like that. Maybe do circles instead. Evie Raid! Welcome, Evie! I didn't even know you were live. What are you working on? Let's do a shout out to Evie. Okay, got it to work. Yay! Welcome in, everybody. I'm not gonna put too many shapes in this. I'm just gonna see what this looks like. I'm gonna say done, and that pattern has a transparent background. So when I copy and paste in front here, and I put this, it should just layer, or it does nothing. That's also a possibility. Where are you? Hello? Cool. Have we crashed Illustrator for a second time? Welcome in to Keys as well. I'm scrolling up to see if I missed anybody. Oh, we didn't do a shout out for Maddie. We gotta do a shout out. Maddie's also a streamer here on Twitch and has a show on Adobe Live on Monday afternoons. And Maddie, and then we've got Wade directly after. So Monday's really my favorite Adobe Live day of the week, to be honest. Today was a weird day. Express took the first blow, crashed for a long time. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that there was a crash. There were multiple crashes. First, Behance was down. And then the whole Adobe Express crashed. Why is this not rendering? Oh, there we go. Hello. Whew, we made it, you guys. Although, I still don't know why this is placing these off-center. And also, I hate the colors. So, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna edit the colors, but I'm also gonna go in here and I gotta scale the pattern down. Alright, let's duplicate this. I'm gonna apply it again, and we're gonna go to Object. I think what's the reason we didn't see it before is because I scaled this pattern up so much. And it's keeping the same properties. We're gonna go to Scale. Rest in peace, Illustrator. You can do it. I believe in you. Lezu Helena is also a streamer on Twitch as well. Look at this craziness. I scaled this up way too much. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. I'm gonna do one more. We'll do like 5. And that should be fine. And then in order to see what I'm doing, I'm actually gonna add a background to this just for the time being. So the patterns watch. Okay, that was too much. But you know what? It's fine. We're gonna leave it. I know there's an error. Illustrator's real mad at me right now. Does not like what I've done. Now I've got pattern inception going on. It's okay. We're gonna fill this with our purple. And yeah, that looks terrible. So we're gonna change these colors a bit. Let's swap our purple for our purple. What just popped? What just popped? Oh, Clever! Yay! Thank you for the subscribe. Also, my subscribe worked. Wait, hold on a second. Why did my subscribe work, but my raid notification is still not working? I don't understand. Twitch, what have I done to anger you? What have I, why do you not like me? Why do you not? What have I done to anger you, Twitch? Let's see what this looks like. I still might hate this, and that's fine. We're just kind of experimenting right now to figure out what's going to be the best look for this. Keep in mind that this is just the rug. It's really not the focus. Okay, so you can see now that I've added the background, we can actually see where it is and line it up potentially. And Illustrator is having a terrible time. We've gone too far already. Come on, you can do it. I have confidence. I have faith in you, Illustrator. Your points still say you do not have any emotes. I don't understand what's happening. I did turn all that on. So I don't really understand. Like, there should be. You like this pattern? It's a vibe. We're going for, so Yoann, this is an album cover. I guess I didn't explain it for everybody who's joining in. This is an album cover for Yoann Turpin. So the music that you hear in the background of my streams, that's all Yoann's chip tunes. And so I've been doing album art for Yoann for like 5 years now. And so we're just getting started. This was our sketch. We can kind of go back in time and take a look at this. So this was the original concept that Yoann sent me over, just a single sentence. And then I grabbed some references of like 90s TVs and living rooms and this gaming chair, just so I can get a sense for like what we were creating. And we did some sketches of, oh, I don't know why the star is over there. Composition sketches. I didn't know if I wanted to do like an isometric perspective or if I wanted to do like a, like more of a, because the ask was to have this kid playing video games from like behind, so you can see like their back and you can see the TV. So this was our original sketch, and then I tried out different, this is like some color tests that we did, if we wanted to go with more like a retro color palette, or we wanted to go with something really vibrant. And the chat decided to do something really vibrant. So this was our first test of the colors. The TV is not going to have these color bars on it. I just wanted a way to see them all kind of together, and that was kind of an easy way to do it. But I wasn't really happy with that, so I updated my sketch from having walls to kind of just being the floor, the TV, and the character, because I felt like the closed off room was not emphasizing the story that was being told as much. And I might actually, I said earlier in the stream, I think we might actually edit this console to be a different shape so that we could make the person and the TV a little bit bigger. And then obviously, the nice thing about the console is it does kind of frame the text, which is kind of placed as if it's in the space. And then these were ideas we thought we were maybe going to have like posters up to imply a wall. So that's where we're at. And then we were trying the 3D stuff and having some issues, and now this is where we're at with the build, kind of starting to build the scene out. It's supposed to be like very retro 90s, hence the color palette and everything. We'll see. We're gonna do like 110. Give it a sec. I don't want to scale the object in this case, I just want to scale the pattern. But Illustrator's been giving me a really hard time. I've been having issues. There's like the new recent colors thing, and my my colors kept disappearing. I think this should be maybe a little bigger still. Give it a sec to catch up. I don't know why this pattern in particular is the one that it's getting hung up on the most. But then I'm going to remove the background from this. The background is just for placement, because for some reason it keeps moving my... You know what we could do, and I just thought of this. I'm going to add this, while we go to an ad shortly, I'm going to add this appearance stack to my graphic styles, and then I'm actually going to group this, and I'm going to apply the 3D effects with the rotate to the group so that I don't have to keep moving these shapes around. I think that's probably going to be the best solution. I don't know why. Again, I don't know why I didn't think of that. So I'm going to hit OK. So what I'm going to do, and I'll do this sometimes when dealing with the 3D effects, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to try, we're going to add this as a graphic style. Window styles. And all this is gonna do is it's gonna take everything that I've put in my appearance panel and it's gonna stack it into this graphic style. What I'm also gonna do, actually before I do that, let's copy and paste. I'm gonna get rid of this. Make this 100%. And we're going to add it. Then I'm going to group all of these. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to actually remove the 3D rotate from this. And I'll align everything. And then we're going to go... What's going on? 1, 2, 3. Copy and paste. It's a good time for an ad break because I just copied and pasted this this pattern, which is giving me trouble. So it's just the top pattern for some reason. I wonder if it's the gradient. Oh my goodness. Alright, there we go. I'll align all of this together, and then I'm gonna remove the 3D rotate. So these are all gonna be friends. It's also gonna give me a chance to edit this pattern without having to deal with the craziness. I said, I don't want this to be too... What happened in my pattern there? In here. Oh, I see, because I didn't copy and... Gotcha. Alright, you can bring this down. It's aligned. Oh my gosh. Great. And I'm gonna remove this. We're gonna say done. Here, I'm gonna go to object, I'm gonna go to transform, I'm gonna go to rotate. I actually don't mind that. Alright, I'm gonna say okay. Now with all that kind of set up, I'm gonna make a group and I'm gonna apply graphic style to the group. We should be back, so. Give it a minute. Come on, Illustrator, you can do it. You can do it, I have confidence. Please don't crash. Please. Please don't crash. If we crash and burn, it's fine. How's everybody doing? While we wait for this to go. In the meantime, while this is having a time. Oh, did it go? Did it go? Nope. There it goes. Yay! See? That's what I was hoping for. So now, because I've grouped everything kind of together, everything is stacked nicely with the same effect applied to it, and I don't have to deal with moving those shapes around. I should have thought to do that before. You need to eat and turn on Illustrator. What are you working on today, Clever? Clever, let me ask you a question. Because I feel like you're the most, the best person to ask this. If there was a hypothetical InDesign stream on Adobe Live, what type of content would you like to see? What are you interested in? I moved it. See, this was the problem. I might just pull the shadow out for now. Pull the shadow out because it's giving me too many problems. So there's my first question, is to Clever specifically, or anybody who uses InDesign. I just know that Clever is a big InDesign fan. If you are an InDesign fan in the chat, let me know what you would like to see in terms of InDesign content. The other question I have for you is we are approaching, while this is just living its best life. There you go, Illustrator. Nope, it's still going. Forms. Forms. Acrobat forms. Calendars and more calendars and forms. So you want to see like interactive stuff, like interactive PDFs. Alright. The other question I had to pose to the chat, since we are quickly approaching September, we are in September. We're approaching October, and every October we always do a like a Halloween project. So let me know in the chat if you have an idea for a Halloween project. I'm gonna try, as I do every year, to keep it very simple, especially since I'm gonna be at Adobe Max that last week of October. But you know, it never ends up being simple. So if we've done a lot of illustrating, done a lot of illustrations. This is really having a time. We've done a lot of illustration stuff in the past. And it doesn't have to be illustration. Let's see if I can find, I don't even know if I can scroll that far back. Although we did Illustrator challenges in October. Good grief, Illustrator. That were Halloween-y stuff. Oh, we did Spoop Season. Oh my gosh, I have to get this printed. This was so cute. Really love this one. This is honestly, and it's not just maybe it's because it's last year that we just did this last year, but this might be my favorite Halloween one. And it's not the most elaborate. I know most of you will say the Haunted Larder or whatever is your favorite, but I really like Spook Season. But is there a particular thing? I broke Illustrator. It's broken. In the meantime, let's look at past Halloween projects so we can decide. There we go. All right, we're just gonna leave this for now. I'm not gonna touch it. Because obviously it is not happy with me. Oh my gosh. I might have to rethink this pattern altogether. I promise you it's not normally this bad. But, and then the year before we did the Baba Yaga, which I guess was also not very illustrated. I did finish that. Obviously I never posted the finish. And then the year before that, I feel like we did the Haunted Larder. I've done so much stuff. These were fun challenges. I never finished this project. Or this. I should print Society of Sprinkle stickers for Adobe Max. There it is. There's the Haunted Larder. Did I not post a finished version of that? This was elaborate. Illustrator is trolling me? It is. What the heck? I'm gonna have to like remove this pattern for the time being. I feel like. I'm just gonna leave this here because we know that rug is gonna go on top of that, and I'm just gonna start working on the cabinet because this is taking too much. This is Illustrator. What are you doing? I feel like I didn't ask a ton of it. I just wanted the top one. It seems to be the problem. So, forms in InDesign. Or interactive PDFs. Okay, alright. You're good. You're done. You've done your service. We'll just leave you down there for now. The cabinet design. And this is sort of, well, we also have the chair to do, with the person to do. The person, I'm just gonna use this base sketch. I don't use 3D effects when I'm doing isometric people because things just get too weird. So we're just gonna do that. We're just gonna draw that. Where did I put, oh yeah, my original notes. So most of these cabinets are quite large, but the problem is they don't, they take up a lot of space in the illustration. So, I need to basically make two pieces for this. I need to make the back piece, and I need to make the front piece to get started. And the front piece is gonna determine, like, it's gonna be an extrude in, like, the depth direction. I think it'll be isometric left, but that's gonna determine the shelves, and then I need to put potentially a back piece if you see the back. So. The alternative is to do like just a basic type of a thing. They do like shelves, or do shelves next to it? You know what I mean? Like a more basic thing and then have shelves next to it. I also have to resist the urge to do like mid-century modern furniture and just do very basic furniture. Alright, we're gonna do, it is gonna be, what is that? Honey oak. That like very orange wood. Gorgeous gourds. I do like that idea. We could do pumpkins. We haven't done a lot of pumpkins. Alright, so that's gonna be our frame. I'm gonna copy this. I need to basically fit 3 or 2. We'll see. Sets of lines in here. Just do that. And then we need one more for the top. The top has to be where our TV is gonna sit. It's gonna be slightly larger. Let's do like 40. I'm gonna have to fix that. But I was right, I left. Yeah, isometric left. We're gonna do 100. Ooh, this is gonna have a huge extrude depth on it. Quite large. Again, I'm gonna go into my colors. I'm gonna make some adjustments on the shading. We're gonna do custom, and we're gonna pick our, what did I end up doing? I think I'm gonna go with this purple. Nope, that is too light. Let's go in and pick our dark. I don't know how I feel about that. Alright, and I'm gonna bring this down again as usual, like 2. I realize I've forgotten a section in this. I'm gonna actually turn my 3D appearance off for the time being. Where are you? Where'd you go? Appearance panel. I lost you. Okay. I need to have another line. I'm gonna just pop this into the group and it should work. Okay. You know, now that I see that, I think it needs to be wider. That. This is actually going to get extruded slightly longer. So we're going to do slightly longer. I want it to have like a little bit of an overhang. Saturday evening Windows update. And then the same with these. And these need to be short. So like 50, let's do 80. Okay. I'm just kind of hold this down here. And keeping in mind, we're going to expand all of these shapes. And we're going to edit them kind of after the fact. So for now, I'm just trying to get everything kind of in place. I have a... Let's make sure that these exist on the same plane. That looks correct. Alright. Keys is back. I'm gonna copy this again. Let's scale it down. It has to fit in our space. Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to turn back on scale strokes and effects. Okay. The other thing I'm gonna do, I think, is add a round corner to this. How do you feel about that? Yes or no? I feel like a lot of stuff in the 90s had like round cornered. I could also bevel it in here. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, no. That's gonna be a no. I think in order to do this, I would have to extrude it from the other way. So it would have to go isometric right. And I would have to copy so we're going to copy this 447 point. Okay, and then I need to copy this, I think. Alright, so we've made it thinner, and now in the extrude, I'm gonna paste my other value. So now it's the same size as it was. And you can see this is what I was talking about. I only have 2 or 3 colors here, because I don't want to have I want this to look slightly rounded, but I don't want it to be, why am I struggling? I don't want to have too many colors. Like, if I were to have, like, 20, it would give me a breakdown of 20 along here. I can kind of show you what that looks like. So if we go in here and we go to our settings, we bring this up to, like, 200. Now I've got a really soft edge. I don't really want that. It's not really the style I'm going for, so I'm just going to bring it down to 2. To keep it very soft. Right, I don't mind that. I do think, let's go in here. Maybe we make the center area slightly wider. I have to reset these back to 40. That's what I get for turning on scale strokes and effects when ones are ready. And now we're gonna go out and turn that back on. I do think I like that. And actually, I am gonna do 60 point. I'm gonna bring this down. I'm gonna make this larger. There we go. I want it to be the other way. Does that make sense? I'm gonna turn off smart guides for a sec just so I can get this kind of aligned. Yeah, Unicorn, update us on your Silk Song progress. We're all very curious as to how you're doing. Right, now we can put this on top. Alright, so you see this is gonna be a little bit smaller. Maybe too small? Oh my gosh, what is going on? What are you doing? Why did you get all weird? Scale corners as well. Scale everything. Turn on all the scale options. There we go. Whatever was happening there. Oh, cool. What are you doing? Why have you done this? You saw that everything was going fine until it wasn't. What? Why? So strange. Alright, let's just try scale, then. Why are you like this? Alright. It's okay, we can fix it. It's just not what I wanted to do. Fine. I feel like this is still too big. Maybe I only have 2 compartments? You see the problem? Like, I'm not gonna have any room on either side if I make it this large. It's a real problem. I guess we could put like speakers on either side. I don't know. How I feel about that. Let's just grab a TV and see what it looks like. I have concerns. Oh, I just hit F. There we go. That's TV sized. Grab our little dude. I missed the grabbing the bottom part of the chair, but I don't feel like I've really made this any smaller. Make a vase or two. I was thinking speakers and like a stack of games. Like the console is gonna go in the center, and then there can be kind of some games, some other stuff, and then like big speakers, antenna, you know, like VHS player. All right, let's take some notes. VHS player. We'll do games / VHSs, and then we need to have the game console, and then I was thinking speakers. Should the TV have antenna? I don't know if that's like a thing. That wasn't a thing in the 90s for me. And then there's gonna be like posters on the wall over here. I don't know. I kind of like I like, there's aspects of this that I like. Obviously, we won't have enough room for a lot of stuff. Like, this gave us a lot more, like, spaces to put things. But I feel like that's okay. Yeah, I guess if we wanted more stuff, we could put something on the top here. I don't know. I still don't, like, love this cabinet. I don't know. I might try other ideas. Stereo tower? Yeah, you mean like CDs? Stereo tower. What the heck is that? What is a stereo? What is that? Hold on. I don't think I've ever seen one of these in my life. What is this? I mean, it's kind of what I had in mind. Like, some of these just look like big speakers, but it's kind of what I had in mind. Alright, I'll put stereo tower. I'll have to look into that a bit more. I don't know what that is. Oh, yeah, it's stacked one level for cassettes. Okay, hang on. Stacked cassettes, CDs, radio. Okay. And speakers? Speakers? Question mark. Kind of like that idea. Alright, I'm gonna pull this out for now since I'm not actually using any of that. I'm really annoyed that I can't move this pattern because I want to see what the colors look like. I'm afraid to touch it now. Cursed object in my illustration. No touchy. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna copy this and put it in there just so I can get a sense for it. And to the color. So that's kind of the rug situation. Without any of the colors. And obviously we have to add like shadows and stuff to this. I just don't know if I like the style of this cabinet quite yet. Should it be like just 2 instead of 3? That would give us more space to add the stereo cabinet stuff. I don't know. Now I'm questioning if it should just be 2. Keep a backup copy. I'm gonna ungroup this. And we're gonna turn these off. Turn that off. This needs to be up here. Larger. Perhaps a record player. Oh, wait, scroll up. Oh, Sean's leaving. Bye, Sean. Thanks for hanging out. That reminds me, I need to do a shout out to Maddie. Maddie, you're so lucky that you have a username that is just a single name. I was not fortunate to get my name. Too many people have Jack as their name. Alright. What do the shoutouts do? It just lets people follow. So if you go to if you look at the top of the chat, there's a little heart icon that you can click on to immediately follow somebody. So if you're not following somebody in the chat that I shout out, you can just tap on the little heart to make sure that you're following them. It's just kind of a fun way to like follow all the different streamers. Maybe we do like an off. Maybe it's not like perfectly symmetrical. I know I need to make it a little bit smaller, but it seems like something IKEA would do. I just want to make sure. Ooh, not 32. I want to make sure I have room for the stuff, like the console. Hello. It could just be one long one with 2 levels. Instead of having another shelf. Or maybe the shelf is higher. Lower. Alright, we'll go with that. This looks like. Ooh, why did you ungroup? Oh, that was my bad. I don't know. Oh, you know what we could do? Hold on. Have like the bottom divided but not the top? Top and at the bottom. Or something like that. Furniture design. That's what we're doing today. Make these values the same. Should they be like this, or should I do like a, should I like kick it out? No, don't like that. I have to do it the other way. Isometric. Oh, that didn't work. Well, we'll just leave it like that. Let's do maybe 23 by 23. Let's just make them square. 23. There we go. Keys is also complaining about not getting their name. Yeah, I know the it's just there are too many people on Twitch. Give me my name. Give me my name. I feel like this could be cool if with a round end cap. Let's see what that looks like. That's why you gotta misspell your name. Alright, Corey. I feel like if we do this, we have to do it the other way. So it matches the top. Actually, I don't mind that. They're a little long, but I actually don't mind that. Oh, you know what we should... We can't really round this out now. Let's see. I don't think this is gonna work, but... Yeah, alright. I thought about making this shelf also round, but I feel like that's gonna be too much to go back and do at this point. Shelf isn't usually rounded, just the top. Okay. Thanks for backing me up, Clever. We could also add a texture to this, like a wood texture, but for the sake of not crashing this again and endlessly loading, I'm just gonna bypass that for now. So let's actually change this to be square so I can line these up properly. Clever's up to date with 90s furniture trends. TV on top. You add the chair, and you add the speaker tower things. Maybe the console isn't even on the shelf. Maybe if the console just exists down here somewhere. Let's go with a yellow for now. Do want to be able to see it. Nope. It's not quite working. It's doing some weird stuff. It's fine for now. It just kind of is weird. Why is it like blooping? What are you doing? Why are you blooping? vision. See the vision. Maybe it's on the floor instead of in here, and we can put more stuff in here. Yeah, alternatively, I can put it in here. I just feel like you see it more visually if I put it down here. And we can, I mean, technically, we could do this. It's, I'm gonna temporarily hide these so I can make a cutout sheet. Where you at? Nope. See? I don't love that, but it's kind of a 3D sketch, so to speak. I'm still not like sold on this, to be honest. I think this needs to be lighter. Actually, let's do like 90. And then obviously there needs to be a shadow under this part too. I don't think I have what I need to do that right now. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna actually leave this. Let's go in here and play with these settings a bit. And bring the ambient light down slightly to make this darker. Instead of adjusting those. I think that's what I want to do. And we'll do the same thing with these. Select same appearance. I'm really annoyed that this pattern tile is like doing weird things. I wonder why that is. Seams. Look at the settings. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hang on. Why are you? Is it a pattern? I mean, everything looks to be like aligned. Something weird going on. I don't really understand that. I like the red in this. I'm not getting the same red. It might be the way that I've shading that I chose. Let me. Let's go in here. I feel like it, but this is too light though. Well, maybe. It's like in between. You know, like it's not quite right. I don't think it'll change anything if I darken this color slightly. It's like if we grab this, change this. See, it's like too bright. But what if we change this color? Dark. Oh, well, now I can't tell the difference. Either. It's too brown now. What is the right color for this? Pink? Nope. Cancel. Maybe this is fine for now. Probably about as close as I'm gonna get. It's just not quite as vibrant. Let's see. Do we like the shape? I keep going back and forth about the shape of this console and if I like it. One of those things. Keep it for now. Chat's talking about tacos. I don't know. I feel like maybe this orange is almost like too orange. Like I want the. I don't know. What do we think? Is the orange too orange? Do you think I want this to be darker? Oh no, I've broken it. Oh no, what have I done? Oh no. Rest in peace. I shouldn't have adjusted that color. Oh, alright. Come on, Illustrator. Mistakes were made. No. I think it's the pattern on the carpet. I had good intentions with the pattern on the carpet, but the pattern on the carpet, wherever I've obviously used that color in that pattern, and now it's like struggling to re-render it again. It's entirely my fault. I take full responsibility. So mad at me right now. It's so mad at me right now. Oh, I think we managed. Oh, nope. I guess I'm not gonna edit this. I'm gonna hit cancel. Full responsibility in food. Where's the food chat coming from? Oh, Clever wants tacos. Y'all are talking about Duolingo. I'm so bad. I am not a Duolingo person. I'm not. I have a hard time with foreign languages. I feel like we've discussed this before. It's just one of those things. Is this ever gonna render? Oh my gosh, what have I done? I take full responsibility. Alright, hit cancel. 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 No, just hit cancel. No. No. Oh no. It feels like such little progress has been made because I've just been struggling so hard with this rug. The rug has ruined me. The rug is going to be my downfall. For whatever reason. For whatever reason. Clever, that set of emojis is perfect for this situation. Just say, side-eye say I'm an angry Alphonse on fire. That's how I feel at the same time. What is it doing? What is it doing? What is it doing? Anyways, the beach ball, oh yeah, it is, okay. Every time I go to hit cancel, it's giving me this false sense of hope. Every time I move the cursor and the beach ball disappears briefly, and if I hover over cancel again, it's like, oh, psych, nope, don't, not allowed to touch. As we wait for this to inevitably render, I don't understand why my Twitch thing says that I have no emojis. What does that mean? What does that mean? Sean keeps telling me this, but I can't see that. I can see channel rewards. What am I missing? Oh, we finally made it out. Choose an emote to unlock. I'm not sure what I should be looking for. What? Jack Watson doesn't have any emotes unlocked. Is that it? I need to add some emotes, I think, is the thing. Alright. I think I might have figured it out. Let's clean some of this up. I'm gonna put this stuff over here on this working 3D layer. I'm gonna leave my notes. My legs for my chair did not, or my console did not come with. Anyways, we're not gonna touch the colors anymore. We're gonna just hide you and all of your problems. Here, pal. I'm also gonna just add this back in. poor rug does not have its shadow anymore. And it looks really strange. And I don't like it. Purpose headed out. Thanks for joining. Sorry the stream has been very chaotic energy. Just one of those. Alright, I think this is fine. This is kind of a sketch, so I'm gonna pull this out and put it in another layer. We'll call this ideas. Stereo tower. Alright, fine. I'm also gonna put this on the ideas layer so we can hide it and we can just see what we've got so far. Which is not much. It feels sad. Really need to get the TV in here and I need to get the chair in here. Let's look at chair gaming chair 90s. I feel like I need to add more details onto this. Let's go back and grab our original stuff. Did keep that shape. Keep this. Let's see. I might do this in multiple parts. So we're gonna do the color here. Let me actually try this. And we're beach balling again. Isometric left. What have I done? What has happened? Oh, rounded. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, that is kind of what I want, but the inverse. Yes, like purple and green. And I need to change the color. Please don't crash. Alright, I might be done after this as well, by the way, since I think the chair is going to be the last thing that we work on for today, is what I'm saying. I don't know why there's so much weird stuff going on in here. Maybe I thought maybe it's because the bevel was so intense. I just want a little bit of a bevel, but if I don't get it, I'm not going to be too upset. Anyways, I think this is going to be the last thing that we work on before I hop off. Seems like folks are heading off for the day, and I usually end it around now. So, you are having a hard time, Illustrator. Alright, that seemed to work. Well, that's not quite what I had in mind. It looks like it's rounding from the center. There goes my crazy dog. Ooh, actually, I like that. Okay, and something broke. And we broke it. What have I done? What's happening? Hello? Illustrator, are you okay? Let's bring it back down. Bring it down. Okay, that was too much. I don't like the way it looks like that, so I'm actually gonna get rid of it. It looked nice for a sec, and then it looked terrible. So we're gonna just kind of leave that alone. I'm thinking. C50. I want to have like a colored stripe in the middle, but I don't have an easy way to do that. So let me think. Okay, well that's not the way. Without having to like manually set a bunch of stuff up. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll just leave that for now. I could do it later. Try mapping a symbol to it. Oh yeah, I forgot I had to do this manually to rotate it into place. I don't love that, but it's okay. I did like it kind of offset off of the edge of this. Maybe do like 10? Let's keep going. I'm thinking something like that. Maybe. I mean, I could kind of separate it. I would have to add this as a thing and then go in here and do like 50, 75, and remove this. Oh, that wouldn't work. I'd have to do it all manually. Oh, that's annoying. I don't love that. Basically, if I were to do like a purple section on this in the middle or something. Where are you, appearance panel? There you are. See the vision. Very close to the original. Maybe. I'll keep both as options. And I would need to have. Let's do. There'd have to be like a weird crop there. I don't know. How do we feel about this? Yes, no, direction? Are we enjoying the direction for the final art? As we work our way through this. Oh, the chairs look nice. Thanks! So you can see kind of where we're at versus our sketch. And we have obviously the rug. I just can't touch it as long as I'm doing this right now, so I will have to move it after the stream. And then get the rest of this stuff in. I don't know. I feel like at least we're making progress on this versus yesterday was a total disaster. And then do we like the this is kind of the general pose. It's a little bit hard to tell, but there's like a bent, his knees kind of bent here. So I did that to be a little bit sneaky because, like, theoretically, technically, we could have either option for a pose. So we could do like, oh, I made too many parts. Okay, so we have this, right? We could also do both the knees up instead. So we could do this foot. I don't know why I grouped things this way. That was kind of dumb of me. So instead of this, it's trying to give myself options. You know, obviously I would need to rotate this out. The knee. I kind of made everything disembodied so I could make adjustments. The foot is kind of a weird shape, but I get the idea. So I could kind of go either route with this. So, aren't those chairs kind of narrow? It would fit a whole. It looks like it would fit a whole cake. Yeah, I mean this is yeah. We're gonna have to adjust. So the other thing is I don't have the person in here yet, and I don't have the TV in here yet. So I kind of started playing around with like maybe the TV and everything's kind of slightly larger. But this could, I mean, we can scale this down pretty easily. Where is this shadow? And why are you giving me so much grief? Alright. So if we had all of this kind of selected, let's scale it all down at once. But I do like the idea of it like being off the edge. You know? It's a little bit of magical realism, as I like to say. So the focal point has to be the person, the TV, and the console. So we need to probably make them a little bit larger than life. So we could take our person, which is badly grouped. Obviously, this is not split out in any meaningful way. You kind of imagine. This. We could make them a little bit larger. No. That looks pretty good to me. Stuff over. All I did was move you and you like blobbed. What are you doing, Illustrator? What's going on? What are you doing? Face in front is your friend. Yeah, I just this chair isn't divided up. This chair I currently have split because I like expanded the effect, right? So the back here is separate from the seat. This is still all one piece, all one 3D effect. So if I paste in front, it's also gonna look weird. There's like no winning right now with the way that the shapes are built. So, oh, you like the stripes? Yeah, I'm glad you like it. So there you go. There's some sense of scale if that helps. You kind of understand what's going on. Maybe there's a little bit more focus now on the TV and the console and the things, and more room for those speaker towers and stuff, and kind of also lets you see more of the chords as well. Alright, so there you go. That's gonna be all for today. I'm gonna try and sort out this mess with the rug, whatever's going on here. So there you go. Alright, thanks for hanging out with me. I don't know if anybody else is gonna be streaming after me today. I think I'm the end for today. We'll continue working on this. I might work on it a little bit off stream. Just like I'm gonna fix that rug issue and yeah, and make sure that I like the way the colors and everything look. And I'm gonna try to fix the issue that's going on with the floor. But that's gonna be it for today. We'll be back next weekend. Continue to work on this. I'm hoping to get a lot of work done on this because I really need to get moving. But yeah, like I said, I don't think anybody else is streaming after me. You may come on in 10 minutes. Evie says, thanks, Jack. Glad my brain's settled with you all. Catch you all soon. Oh, well, go follow Clever. Clever's gonna stream in 10 minutes. Let's see. Let's do a shout out to Clever. Yeah, 10 minutes. Oop, 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 oop. Oop, too many things moving. Oh my gosh. Twitch, your interface. So Clever's gonna go live shortly. You can go check out what Clever's working on. Ads also start for me in 10 minutes, so coloring thing needs for a worksheet. Okay. We'll go check it out. I am gonna hop off. I'm gonna go eat some dinner. And feed the dogs. Well, maybe Corey's fed the dogs. And then I'll be hanging out with Clever. Alright, that's gonna be it for me today. I don't think we're gonna raid anybody because Clever's gonna be on shortly. So go check out Clever. And I will see you guys all in the chat or next week. Alright.